Hey there, everybody. Jason here with another Barry Season 4 review. Today, I'll be looking at Episode 3. If you haven't seen this episode of Barry yet, and you don't want it spoiled for you, stop the video, head over to HBO Max, check it out, then come back, and we can talk about it. But now that we're past the spoiler warning, let's dive in, shall we? So this season continues to get more and more interesting with each episode. We open with Cristobal and Noho Hank's sand empire getting off the ground, and a visit from the mobster that Noho Hank has been communicating with, Toro. Now, I should have known by the name Toro that it would in fact be legendary filmmaker Guillermo del Toro, and it was only fitting that it would be. I knew he would have a cameo this season. I just didn't think it'd be this early, and it was quite fitting, actually. It's a very funny scene that goes into the particulars of their assassination plan for Barry, also with a little bit of humor about a Gadget Guys podcast. I thought it was kind of quirky and very on brand for the show. Meanwhile, you've got Gene, who's going through his own thing, and his narcissism finally catches up with him, because now that Barry's going to the FBI, all that thing he said to that reporter is going to come out, and it's going to screw everything up. He just really can't help himself. Sally's, of course, trying to teach her own class, and Fuchs is still kind of dealing with the sadness of Barry abandoning him and betraying him, and he really wants Barry to be dealt with, or at least he thinks he does. I thought in that moment when he's watching TV and he sees the scene from Rain Man that it was very fitting for him to think of himself as Tom Cruise, because we know that about Fuchs, is that he thinks of himself as more than what he really is. It's this air of charm that he tries to put on to try to con everyone else into thinking so, but it's gotten so out of hand with him that he starts to even believe it himself. Sally is, of course, trying to reinvent herself as an acting teacher, using, of course, Gene Cousineau's teaching methods, but that can be considered problematic, especially because she's known for having these outbursts. And the one student she does, kind of go after, I would say, thinks that she could actually do something, get something out of her that no one else can. So it's kind of sort of a lose-win situation for Sally. She doesn't quite have the class that she was hoping for, and she finds out that maybe Gene's methods aren't all that they're cracked up to be in this changing world, but she finds it in this student that maybe she can. But it's a kind of a gratification that she really shouldn't have, because it's not good. We've known from the beginning that each one of these characters has their own narcissistic tendencies, and it all kind of stems from Barry's need to be accepted and to prove that he's a good person, when we kind of know quite to the contrary that he really is. I mean, he's trying, and everybody tells him he's a good person, but his actions don't really line up with that narrative. He's very selfish. He tries to protect himself and really doesn't care about who he's going to hurt along the way. That becomes quite evident in his relationship with Noho Hank. He tries to convince Noho Hank that he's a friend and he's always there for him, but really, he only ever goes to Noho Hank when he needs something. And I thought it was really fitting, and one of my favorite moments of the entire episode, when he has that call with Noho Hank to try to get him to take care of Cousineau before he keeps talking, because he spoke to that reporter. And we'll get more into that reporter in just a bit here. But I thought it was really satisfying to see NoHo Hank finally stand up for himself with Barry, because he's kind of taken a lot of crap from Barry. Yeah, there was that moment in season 2 where he's like, you know, I'm in charge here. And he really hasn't done anything like that since. And he's kind of let Barry run the show and kind of given Barry a pass. Even in season 3 when he threw him under the bus. But now he's finally realizing, thanks to Cristobal, of course, that Barry's really no good. And Barry's only out for himself. Because he knows that Barry's trying to rat him out to the FBI. And it's kind of ballsy for someone like Barry to be doing that behind the scenes and then of course lie about it. But honestly, I thought that was the most powerful moment in the entire episode. I was really glad that they finally let NoHo Hank do that, to stand up to Barry. What ramifications it's going to have, of course, moving into the final moments of the season, we don't know. Of course, the assassination attempt with Barry failed. Another nice cameo by Saturday Night Live alum Fred Armisen. I mean, I kind of figured something like that was coming, but I just thought it was really funny that he's one of the failed assassins. And then, of course, with that reporter, you know, once he talks to Jim Moss, because Jim Moss, we kind of got a sense of just how intense he was last season. All in all, I'm going to go ahead and give this episode of Barry a 4.5 out of 5. I thought it was pretty good. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you thought of Barry Season 4, Episode 3 down in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I want to hear from you. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to click the like button. You want to see more videos, don't forget to subscribe. You can click that notification bell so you can get updates on any future videos coming your way. You can also follow my social media pages, links down in the description of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.